We're back for our MLB Best Bets here on Saturday, August 9th. We've got 16 games today in Major League Baseball with the Marlins and Braves playing two of them today. So obviously all 30 MLB teams in action. We've got our 5 best bets again for this 16-game slate. Before we get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. College football is fastly approaching the NFL, obviously kicking back off in a couple weeks. The preseason yesterday, shout out to Shedeur Sanders. Let's go, man. That was crazy. But of course, we got NFL college football coming on the channel very shortly. On the other channel, Greedo plays MMA. Our UFC fight night, Joe Lindsay versus Hernandez predictions. That card is later today, so make sure to check out that video and the best bets video for UFC Vegas 109 as well. And in a couple hours, if you're watching this video when it's first coming out, PFL Africa is going over with the PFL in Johannesburg, South Africa, with Patrick Ochime and Mohamed Kamara in the main event. So go check out those videos on Greedo Plays MMA. Go subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA as we move on to the first of our 5 best bets today in the MLB. Kicking things off with a money line, Astros, Yankees, let's do it again. I'm taking the Astros one more time. Okay, guys. The Astros yesterday closed as underdogs. I got it at plus 105 yesterday. Ultimately, right, the Astros win that baseball game. They win it in extra innings 5-3. Taylor Trammell has the big, home run in the top of the 10th inning to put the Astros up by 3. Carlos Correa had a single earlier in that inning, but Trammell and Correa lead them to victory. Hunter Brown had a really good game with the exception of the last inning he threw out there, but Astros win the game 5-3. They outplayed New York yesterday. Okay, they opened yesterday at minus 120. Okay, obviously they closed at plus 105, so we got it at better value right before the game started. They're minus 125 as of 1:30 in the morning, obviously, here on early Saturday morning. Really? I mean, Vegas has right now the Astros at the same odds as they did yesterday to open up the game. And the pitching matchup today is Framber Valdez and Luis Gil. Really? Now, I know Hunter Brown's great, and he is. We get Framber Valdez too. And we discussed it a little bit yesterday. Like, all right, we imagined if Astros-Yankees is a 3-game wildcard series in Houston in the playoffs, who gets the ball in game 1 for the Astros? Is it Valdez or is it Brown? I don't know. It's probably Valdez just because what he has done so far as an Astro in his career. But either way, we get 1A and 1B for Houston in this series. Valdez has been good. You know, he's gone through a little bit of struggles this season. His last start was, again, kind of just... That was the struggle. His last start against the Red Sox on the road, 6 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs. That sucked. I get that. What are the odds Framber Valdez goes back-to-back bad starts, though? It's just low. It is. You know, look what he did prior to that Red Sox start in the month of July. 2.16 ERA. He had a pretty meh start in Los Angeles in which the Astros came back and won. I think they had the lead for most of that game. Anyways, it was the Dodgers who were chasing back up in that game. But look at the starts that Valdez has post-Dodgers in July. Rangers, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. Diamondbacks on the road at Chase Field, 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. Nationals start, a game that the Astros actually lost. Valdez, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 12 strikeouts. The guy is extremely effective, 2.83 ERA on the season, and I wouldn't be too negative on the fact that, okay, the Red Sox start was bad. Valdez has not put together back-to-back bad starts in this entire season. Right? His worst starts this year, the one against the Giants in Houston, on the road in St. Louis, he has bounced back in big ways. Talk about that horrible Giants start in April. His next start in Seattle went 6 shutout innings. That horrible start he had in St. Louis bounces back against the Padres, 6 innings and 2 runs. I mean, it's just a pattern. If he has the Dodgers start, comes back and pitches really well against the Rangers, I'm not concerned about Framber Valdez. The guy is too good to have back-to-back really bad starts. And look at the way the Yankees are hitting right now. The Yankees are not a good team at the plate right now. I'm not saying they can't turn things around, but I mean, it's looking pretty dark right now in New York. It just is, right? Fans are becoming a little bit restless. They're losing the Astros at home. They're only 6 games over 500, and they are only a half a game up of the Cleveland Guardians for the final playoff spot in the American League. That's trouble. And you just get Valdez, a lefty, against this lineup, that's gross. I know, again, there's going to be matchups that are going to favor some Yankees hitters. Obviously, guys like Aaron Judge stand out, but even like Ahmed Rosario, like potentially Anthony Volpe, Paul Goldschmidt, there's going to be better matchups there, but Valdez is going to get Trent Grisham lefty-lefty, he's going to get Cody Bellinger lefty-lefty, Jazz Chisholm. A lot of matchups that I think actually, Ryan McMahon, if he's in the lineup, we'll see, probably not, because I assume Rosario will just be in McMahon's spot. But there's some matchups that are going to favor us today with Framber Valdez. On top of that, Luis Gill's going for the Yankees. I don't know what Gill's going to be in a second start this year. His first start of the year wasn't very good. We took Marlins money line that game, and Gill goes 3 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs. Marlins got after Luis Gill. And that was partially the reason why we took the Marlins in that game. It was just like, all right, we don't know what Gill is going to be back right away. Or what is he going to be coming back right away? Again, this is only start number 2. You're back at home. It wasn't all that impressive in that Marlins start. I think he'll be better this time around. And I do believe Gill's going to go deeper into this game. But I don't think it's going to be enough to propel the Yankees to victory. I think the Astros yesterday didn't take advantage of a lot of big opportunities that they had. At one point in the game yesterday, they were 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Christian Walker is not very good, and he's a big reason to that. Went 0 for 5 yesterday, but only guy in the starting lineup other than Jeremy Pena who did not get a hit. But they were 1 for 9 with runners on scoring position, and they still ended up winning that game in extras, right? They could not take advantage of Schultler on the bump. I think they should be able to take advantage of Luis Gil today. And Framber Valdez, I believe, is going to be shut down on the other side of the equation. Yankees bats aren't very good, and Valdez usually bounces back after poor starts. I would expect the Astros to win today. I'm going Houston money line at -120 in the Bronx against the New York Yankees. We move on to our second best bet of the video. All right. Nationals money line +135. I think it's +140 now. Hear me out. I know they've lost 9 out their last 10 or whatever now. I understand. They've got to win a game eventually. And I understand the Nationals are playing in a day game. They're one of the worst day game teams of all time. I'm telling you, they legitimately have a shot today. I don't know. I do know. If I could pick one pitcher for the Washington Nationals to start a game for us, and if I need to win one game, who's starting right now in August of 2025? Who do I want starting the game for the Washington Nationals? I think I'm probably taking Brad Lord. I would say Cade Cavalli, but it's just one start. I don't know if Cade Cavalli is going to be really good as we go on throughout the course of the season. I hope he's great in Kansas City on Monday night. Right now, yes, I'm choosing Brad Lord in one game over Mackenzie Gore. Now, how deep in the game is Lord going to go? I don't know. I hope we get at least 5 innings, maybe even 6 innings out of Brad Lord today. His last start against the Brewers was not good. 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Should have gone deeper in that game. It's okay. That game was a wash. Nationals lose that one 14-3 last Sunday. Look at what Lord does in his 2 starts prior, though, to that Milwaukee game. He goes 4 innings against the Cincinnati Reds. Short start because he just got basically put back in that starting rotation. 4 innings, 6 hits, 1 run against Cincinnati. And then that start in Houston took a no-hitter, took a perfect game, no-hitter, into the 6th inning. He ends up going 5 1/3, 1 hit, 1 run. Brad Lord is very good, okay? Combine that with the fact that I know the San Francisco Giants won yesterday. They win the game 5-0. I'll get to the embarrassing display of baseball that Washington Nationals put on yesterday. However, that means the Giants are going to be much worse at the plate. I'm not going to buy into the fact that, San Francisco, maybe they're competent now at the plate. They're not. Okay, they're not. All right. Devers went yard in the 1st inning. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with the Giants. I never will be impressed with the Giants. Brad Lord should have a night. If it means anything, Brad Lord, our Giants hitters right now are 0 for 8 against Brad Lord. And that's out of, relief appearances that Lord has had earlier in the year against the Giants. But if that means anything, right, the Giants, everyone in the current Giants lineup has not tallied a hit against Brad Lord yet. Nobody has. And then starting for the Giants, it's going to be Carson Whisenhunt, guy who got called up, obviously, from AAA Sacramento. He's been all right. 5 innings. He went in both of his 2 starts so far this year against the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Mets. Giants are 1-1 in Whisenhunt starts. That first start against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. Against the Mets in Queens, 5 1/3, 3 hits, and 2 runs. Okay. I mean, I don't really care who's pitching for the Giants. It doesn't really matter who's pitching. It's just a matter of if the Nationals can get things going at the plate, because they're just an embarrassment right now. I am going to go Nats +135/+140 because I'm a big believer in the fact that things have to turn around eventually after the Nationals have gone 18 consecutive innings without scoring a single run. So I'm going to go with the Nats because, again, yesterday can't repeat itself. And about yesterday, the Washington Nationals have not recorded a single run since their walk-off hit victory on Wednesday against the Athletics. Yep, 18 straight innings without scoring a single run. So I was at the game yesterday, and I kind of regretted it, but hey, I'll be back again today and on Sunday. I mean, there's nothing to cheer for. So, bottom of the first happens, Rafael Devers goes yard, the Giants end up tacking on 2 runs against Jake Irvin and the Nationals. I knew the game was over from there. I knew it. And what do you know? Nothing happens. James Wood launches one off the right field wall later in the game in the 4th inning, I do believe. Leadoff runner on. What do the Nationals do? They strand him at second base. Don't even move him over. There's a point later in the game as well. I believe it was either the 6th or the 5th inning where the Nats have bases loaded. Okay, they're down by 2 runs, but they've got bases loaded. Jake Irvin, I believe it was the 5th, because Jake Irvin had held the Giants up until that point. Top of the 5th inning, bases loaded, and here comes Jose Tena to the plate. He grounds one to first. Okay, that's fine. They go home with it. Devers goes home. Bases loaded, still 1 out. Here comes Jacob Young. And guys, forever young, Jacob Young grounds straight into a double play, and we don't score. You know, I'm like, it's a shame, because this bobblehead's great, and Jay Watt, great dude, but like, come on, man. I mean, like, seriously, this bobblehead's crazy. It's like, it's not even just the head that bobbles. Everything bobbles. Anyways, yeah, he grounds into a double play, and the Astros don't score the entire game. They lose 5-0. And I have to watch Dominic Smith in 2025 have a multiple hit game against my baseball team. And oh, by the way, Dom Smith bats in the 280s right now. Where was that one in DC? And on top of that, I gotta watch Nathaniel Lowe, who can't hit anything, who's making errors at first base. I'm so sick of it. Non-tender him now. He doesn't want to be there. Get rid of the guy. Josh Bell can play first. Andres Chaparro can play first. Yo-Yo Morales can play first. Get rid of Nathaniel Lowe. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. I don't want to watch Nathaniel Lowe play baseball anymore. So, the Nats are back today. Who cares? They've gone 18 straight innings without scoring a singular run. It's just, how am I supposed to cheer? How am I supposed to cheer for this team? I go to the games. I kid you not, this is probably the least enjoyable Nationals game I've ever been to. And I've been to games where in San Diego, where they've got blown out by 10 runs. Well, at least they scored in those games. Just pure, hopeless baseball. And on top of that, I have to watch Nathaniel Lowe, who might be a great human being. I'm not denying that. But I can't take it anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. At least Shinosuke Agaswara was good enough, because there was a play in the 8th inning where somehow Jung-Hoo Lee, who was on second base, scored from second on a swinging bunt. Why, you might ask? Because Shinosuke Agaswara didn't cover home after Drew Millis went to go field the swinging bunt. I can't take it. I can't take it. Can't take it anymore with this team, man. I'll be back. I'm going today. Nats plus 135. It has to change eventually. Third best bet of the video. Let's go to our NRFI. Let's go to the south side of Chicago, as we've got the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Guardians. Yes, I'm going to go with the NRFI in this game. Juan Soto screwed our NRFI yesterday. Went yard off of Brandon Woodruff. Kodai Senga did his job against the Brewers. Brewers ultimately won the baseball game, which is hilarious because who cares about the Mets? Anyways, our NRFI today comes right in Chicago. Guardians, White Sox. It's minus 130 for this line. The 2 starting pitchers tonight will be Joey Cantillo and Sean Burke. Cantillo is kind of an opener, but kind of not, because he goes like 5-ish innings in games. Okay, here's the thing. Cantillo's just okay. White Sox lineup sucks, so we're okay with this, ultimately, right? I mean, the White Sox, shout out to them for covering our plus 1.5 the other day, but Chicago's on like a 6-game losing streak. I don't trust this team to score in the first inning, especially the guys at the top of the lineup, like Mike Tauchman, Sosa, Benintendi, Luis Robert. Doesn't concern me. You know, if Michael A. Taylor batted leadoff, I'd be concerned. If Brooks Baldwin wasn't batting in the 9th spot, I'd be concerned. But honestly, I don't have any confidence in Tauchman, Sosa, or Benintendi. Sosa probably the most out of the guys, but I think we're going to be all right with Joey Cantillo. He is a left-handed arm from Honolulu, Hawaii, but I think we're going to be okay here. Not concerned about the White Sox bats in the bottom half of the first inning. Top half of the inning, Sean Burke, who probably should have gotten the All-Star nod over Shane Smith, who actually had a really good start the other day in the Pacific Northwest against the Mariners, did Smith. Time for Sean Burke to have a good start. Burke's just been serviceable since the All-Star break. His last start against the Angels, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. Okay. Guardians lineup. Cleveland, by the way, they're hot. They're hot. We all thought they were selling at the deadline. We thought they were going to move on from Stephen Kwan, and obviously the Guardians have been the central of illegal sports gambling in Major League Baseball. Look at Luis Ortiz, look at Emmanuel Clase, and yet the Guardians continue to win. They're only 5 games over 500, and they're only a half a game out of the wild card now with the New York Yankees, which is crazy. So the gambling team is still going strong. Stephen Kwan's average is down to 280, which is crazy. I mean, obviously 280 is still a great average, but for Stephen Kwan, that does feel low. Jose Ramirez, still one of the best players in baseball, batting 296. So when we're looking at the NRFI today, right? By the way, yesterday NRFI definitely did not hit as Chicago gave up 5 runs in the top half of the first inning against Cleveland. Carlos Santana was a big part of that with the 2 RBI double. You look at what the matchups we're going to get. Burke versus Kwan, we know we're going to get that. Kwan went 0 for 5 yesterday, which means he is definitely due for a base knock tonight. Let's hope that just doesn't happen in the first inning. Probably Daniel Schneemann in the 2, J-Ram in the 3, and Kyle Manzardo in the 4. Again, Sean Burke is serviceable enough in Chicago. I think we're going to be okay there. And right, Joey Cantillo against the White Sox. I think we're okay. I think we are. You know, lefty-lefty matchup against Tauchman should benefit us. Benintendi's a lefty-lefty matchup. Sosa, obviously, is not. But those are 2 lefty-lefty matchups out of 3. I think Joey Cantillo is going to be fine in this one. His last start wasn't great against the Minnesota Twins in all fairness. Cantillo went 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. But I just need 3 outs out the guy. Lefty-lefty matchup should favor him, and it's the White Sox. And on the flip side of this, right, I mean, Cleveland Guardians are definitely the much more concerning part of this play, and I say this all the time when we mention Cleveland Guardians nerfies, because it is the problem we always have. Got to keep Kwan off the bases, because if you put Kwan on, there's a chance again. I mean, you just put Kwan on, it's trouble. You know, he's on first base, no outs. You never want to put the leadoff guy on. So we're hoping Sean Burke can get Stephen Kwan. I'm not really scared of Manzardo, and then I am scared of J-Ram. So I'm scared of 2 out of the 3 guys in the Guardians lineup, but I do believe Sean Burke, who at his best is a very competent pitcher. Now, there are times, I'm a little bit concerned, there are times where the White Sox do just go opener for Sean Burke, because Burke does struggle some in the first inning, but I think we're okay. Okay, I think we're okay. He's at home, we should be fine. I'm willing to play it, you know, because I firmly don't believe the White Sox are scoring on Joey Cantillo. So then if you break it down like this, I'm taking minus 130 odds on Sean Burke to get 3 outs against the Guardians. It's good enough. I'll take it. So give me the NRFI here in the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Joey Cantillo, Sean Burke get 6 outs. They get the first 6 outs in this ball game in Chicago, Illinois, between the Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox. We move on now to our 4th best bet of the video. Let's move to our 2nd money line of the day. Marlins Braves. Let me emphasize this game 2. Game 2. I believe the Marlins actually are favored in the first game. Second game is even odds, or actually a slight Atlanta favorite. I don't get that. I really don't. Personally, I like the second game a lot more for Miami than the first. I wouldn't get close to touching the first game. Ryan Gusto. I don't know what Waldrop's going to be coming back, but yeah, I hate that. Ryan Gusto's first start as a Marlin, obviously involved in the Jesus Sanchez trade with the Houston Astros. Don't like that at all. Second game, I love, man. I really like Sandy Alcantara and Eric Fetty in the second game of today. I don't think the end result of game 1 really affects anything for me. It just doesn't. These 2 teams have split the first 2 games of the series. Miami blew that huge lead on Thursday night, and they won yesterday 5-1. What does that show me? Okay, well, the Marlins were supposed to win that game on Thursday, and then yesterday they take care of business. Atlanta with only 2 hits in the entire game, one by Jerks and Profar, that steroid cheat. It was a solo home run in the bottom of the 6th. He's still probably on roids. Someone get that man a piss test. And then the other hit was Michael Harris, who, you know, is having a rough season, sometimes puts a charge into one. Like that one he had against the Brewers. My goodness, that was a deep-ass home run. Anyways, Marlins win yesterday 5-1. They out hit the Braves 9-2. Again, what does that show me? They were supposed to win Thursday night. They just choked it. And yes, I get concerned sometimes about that Marlins bullpen. We didn't have to see the Marlins bullpen basically yesterday because Edward Cabrera with a gem. Cabrera, 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 11 strikeouts and only 1 walk. That's nasty. That's nasty. So, here's the thing. Yeah, we didn't have to see the Marlins bullpen yesterday, which, you know, that's a main reason why they won. And obviously their bats showed up as well. But we do get the A bullpen today for Miami because nobody pitched yesterday. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's a doubleheader today. That doesn't matter because guys can pitch twice in a doubleheader. If they had to pitch yesterday, and obviously they'd be off the books for today in the second half of a doubleheader. But this doesn't really matter, you know? You can get a guy, I mean, there's not one guy I really love in this Miami bullpen, you know? Like, you got a guy like Fauché, who actually he's the one guy I pitched yesterday. But I don't love many arms in this Marlins bullpen. However, those guys can go twice in the same day. Atlanta's bullpen's a little bit more backed up. You know, that just does fit, that favors us. And also, I mean, the Miami bats are better. I rave about Kyle Stowers all the time. I firmly believe Kyle Stowers is going to be a star Now the thing is, will he be a star in Miami or will he be a star elsewhere? Probably elsewhere. I mean, we've seen this before with the Christian Yelich, with the Giancarlo Stanton. I believe Stowers is going to be a big-time player somewhere else, and, that's just the reality of the game sometimes, even though Miami should be a huge market, and that's the reality of the fourth biggest city, or, the fourth city in the Big Four in the United States in Washington, D.C. Like, James Wood's probably leaving in 3 years. I've accepted it. But Stowers is going to be a star. Nobody's telling me otherwise. Xavier Edwards has been a great leadoff man all year long for the Marlins. His average is up to 303. Agustin Ramirez is going to be one of the best catchers in baseball for the next decade. I firmly believe that as well. Hernandez, man, that dude's ripping the baseball. Another home run yesterday, right? Marlins win 5-1. I like the Fish a lot. I know they're under 500 still. They're really good. They're just a group of scrappy young guys who are trying to claw their way into the playoffs. Will they get there? Probably not. Even though the Padres are kind of sometimes. I get that. Actually, I think it's the Cubs, actually, the lowest wild card right now. Regardless, it's a scrappy young bunch that are fun to watch. Oh, it's the Mets. How can I forget they keep losing? Hey, Marlins only 5 out of the Mets. That's doable. I hope the Marlins get it over the Mets. But they're playing for something. And at the same time, by the way, the main reason why we're fading the Braves today, Eric Fetty's pitching. Eric Fetty sucks. There's a reason the Cardinals DFA'd him. I guess the Braves technically ended up trading him for cash. His 2 starts with the Braves haven't been great. 4 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs against the Royals. 5 1/3, 3 hits, 3 runs against the Brewers. Okay, not moved. Not moved. Alcantara's going for the Marlins. Again, we've talked about Alcantara's improvement throughout the season. He took a step back in his last start against the Astros. I understand. We had Marlins money line that game. Didn't go our way. I get that. That's fine. He's going to make strides for improvement now, okay? He had 1 bad start. Okay? I don't think he's going to do it in back-to-back starts. The advanced metrics are good on Alcantara. I get it. Oh, the ERA 6.44. Yeah, it's bad. Okay? But Alcantara is much better than the numbers indicate. Obviously, he hits the open market in the offseason. We'll see. Or no, is it next year? I think he's still got another year. Anyways, Alcantara's fine. Okay, he's going to give us a serviceable start. And oh, yeah, the Braves can't hit. Come on now. Sandy Alcantara and the Marlins beat the Braves. And again, the main reason I am fading Atlanta, Eric Fettuccini is pitching. Fetty's horrible. Nobody's telling me otherwise, all right? The Marlins, they make bad pitching look like bad pitching. Look at that game last weekend against the Houston Astros and Spencer Arrighetti. They're going to put the ball in play. They're going to slap it into the outfield. They're going to expose bad pitchers like Eric Fetty, okay? Fetty's not going more than 5 innings in this game, and he's going to get roughed up in the limited amount of time that he's in this ball game against the Miami Marlins. So give me Miami on the road. Again, game number 2 of the doubleheader, not game number 1. No. Game number 2, I'm taking Sandy Alcantara and the Miami Marlins. We move on to our final best bet of the video. Let's go to our best player prop of the day. Let's go back to Blue Jays and Dodgers. I know we did not win the Unk off yesterday, or the Unction, whatever you want to call it, the Battle of the Unks. Battle of 2 Hall of Famers, obviously, Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw. I don't think Scherzer pitched a bad game at all. I think Scherzer put his team in a position to win. He had 1 bad pitch the entire game. It was the pitch that he hung against Mookie Betts. Obviously, that Betts took into the bleachers. That was the 1 bad pitch Scherzer threw the entire game. Clayton Kershaw threw so many horrible pitches. The Blue Jays got on base, and they left a million guys on base against Clayton Kershaw, okay? They were out-hitting. When Scherzer got removed from that game, the Blue Jays were losing 2-1, but Toronto was out-hitting Los Angeles 8-3. Okay, and I'm not even taking Blue Jays money line today. I don't see the value in it. With Blake Snell going and Chris Bassett going, I don't like it. Instead, I am going to go with Vladimir Guerrero because he's a guy who I can rely on out of Toronto to get 2 hits today. 2 total bags. Vlad has cleared this mark in his last 3 outings. Now, the first 2 are in Colorado at Coors Field when the Blue Jays put a combined 45 runs on the Rockies in 3 games. So, But yesterday, Guerrero hits a double. I believe it was in the 8th inning. Guerrero hit one deep into center field. Ultimately, he got stranded at second. I believe it was in the 8th inning. But Guerrero, goes 1 for 3, picks up the double. Okay, yeah, we just need something like that again today. I kind of think Vladdy's going yard off of Blake Snell. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. Career-wise, not much history between Snell and Guerrero. Guerrero's got 8 total at-bats against Blake Snell. He's 2 for 8 with the double and 3 walks. I mean, OBP against Snell for Guerrero's 455. Again, average, 2 out of 8's 250. That's okay. Those are playable numbers for us. Yesterday, right, we had Trey Turner on the over 1.5 total bags. He cleared that easily at a double earlier in the game, and then hit a home run as the game was, fading off in the 8th inning. Trey had 6 total bags. Again, different spot obviously here, but I believe the matchup's great for Vladimir Guerrero. Lefty-righty, obviously. Blake Snell coming off of the injury. I know he's been back for 1 start so far against Tampa Bay. Snell hasn't been lights out this season yet, and I get it, the injuries involved. Look at his last start, though. Did not go deep in the game. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. 2 of them were homers, right? And I get it. He was pitching that spring training facility in Tampa, so it's easier to hit home runs out there. But the power that Guerrero possesses, right? I think it's a spot that does bode fairly well for us, I believe. And it's just the power this guy has. I mean, Guerrero signs the contract extension, having an amazing year, one of the best years of his career so far this year for Toronto. Obviously, not the best year of his career, obviously, because 2021 exists with his 48 home runs that year. But Guerrero's been great. Actually, I forgot Guerrero batted .325 last year, too. Just goes to show how good of a player Guerrero is. Batting .300 this season, though, 18 home runs, 62 RBI. Yeah, power numbers are a little bit down, but it is what it is. Guerrero's still hitting the ball really effectively. He's plugging gaps. He's got the 11th best OPS in all of baseball this season, tied for the 11th best average in all of baseball as well, out of all qualified hitters. Guerrero's hitting the ball well, and I'm not concerned here in this matchup with him and Blake Snell. And on top of that, too, how deep in the game is Snell really going to go? And I know Snell pitched, I think, 80-something pitches last outing. He did. But Snell, it takes Snell a little bit to go deep in games. And what I mean by that is Snell needs a lot to go his way in order to go deep in starts. Snell's going to work around the strike zone. Guys going to work counts against Blake Snell. It's just hard for him to put you away. So it should set up for a potential of, okay, Snell's out of there in the 5th or in the 6th inning, and then we get that Dodgers bullpen, which is more than shaky, I believe it was Kasparis, I'm talking about. Kasparis, who Guerrero hit the double against. Again, that's Dodgers bullpen late in the game, post Clayton Kershaw. So actually, Vladdy went 0 against Kershaw. I believe he walked once yesterday. So regardless, if it's Blake Snell, if it's a reliever out the Dodgers pen, I'm more than fine with one of the best hitters in baseball, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., to get over 1.5 total bases here in Los Angeles, California. The line is plus 100 for Guerrero, so exactly plus money for you. I do believe he's going to go over this line. Again, it's hard to bet against one of the best hitters in the sport. Give me Vladimir Guerrero Jr. plus 100. He has hit this in all 3 of his last games, 2 in Colorado and 1 in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. I personally believe it's going to be a home run off of Blake Snell, but again, 2 singles does it, a double does it. We'll take it any way we can get it. So, folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here on August 9th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily MLB Best Bets. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.